How crocodiles survived the Ice Age. Here's something wild. We're actually still living in an ice age right now. I know that sounds crazy, especially when you're sweating through summer, but it's true. Scientists define an ice age as any period when permanent ice sheets exist at the poles. And since Antarctica and the Arctic are covered in ice year-round, we're technically in one. Let's get into it. Body, the reptile problem. Before we talk about crocs, let's understand why the Ice Age was such a nightmare for reptiles in general. Reptiles are cold-blooded, which means they can't generate their own body heat like mammals and birds can. They rely entirely on their environment to warm up. When the world was hotter, reptiles thrived. They grew massive. Some snakes reached lengths we can barely imagine today. Ancient crocodile relatives dominated entire continents. But when temperatures plummeted, these giants faced a serious problem. Cold-blooded animals slow down dramatically in the cold. Their metabolism crashes. They can't hunt effectively. They can't digest food properly. They basically become sluggish-sitting ducks. And when you combine freezing temperatures with shrinking food supplies, because plants and prey animals are also struggling, you get a recipe for extinction. Most large reptiles couldn't handle it. They died off. The few that survived became much smaller versions of their ancestors, except for crocodiles. Modern crocodiles are still absolutely massive. The saltwater crocodile can weigh over a ton. They're apex predators. They haven't shrunk like other reptiles. So how did they pull this off? Water advantage. First major advantage is their relationship with water. Crocodiles are semi-aquatic. They spend huge amounts of time submerged, and water has a special property that saved their lives. Water takes much longer to heat up or cool down compared to air. This is called thermal inertia. While the air temperature above ground might swing wildly between day and night or season to season, the water temperature stays relatively stable. So when the Ice Age hit and land temperatures dropped fast, the rivers, lakes, and swamps where crocodiles lived didn't freeze as quickly. This gave croc populations time to adapt. They weren't getting hit with sudden dramatic temperature drops. The change was gradual, and gradual change is survivable. Land-based reptiles didn't have this buffer. When winter came, they felt it immediately and hard. But crocodiles could retreat into the water where temperatures were more stable and wait out the worst of the cold. They'll eat absolutely anything. Second major advantage is diet flexibility. Crocodiles are the ultimate opportunistic predators. They don't specialize. A crocodile will eat fish, birds, mammals, other reptiles, basically anything that comes within striking distance. This matters enormously during an extinction event. When certain prey species disappear, specialist predators starve. If you only eat one type of animal and that animal goes extinct, you're done. But crocodiles, they just switch to whatever's available. Fish still around? Great. Mammals coming to the water to drink? Even better. Carrion floating downstream? They'll take it. This dietary flexibility meant that even as the Ice Age reshuffled ecosystems and wiped out species, crocodiles could keep finding food. They weren't dependent on any single source. Built like tanks. Third advantage is their physical toolkit. Crocodiles are ridiculously overpowered predators. The saltwater crocodile has the strongest measured bite force of any living animal. We're talking enough pressure to instantly shatter bone. They also have the death roll technique, where they latch onto prey and spin violently using their powerful tail to tear off chunks of meat or entire limbs. Nothing escapes that. But it's not just offense. Their defense is equally insane. Crocodiles have thick, scaly skin reinforced with bony plates called osteoderms embedded beneath the surface. This creates natural armor that's extremely difficult to penetrate. There's a story about someone who stabbed a crocodile repeatedly in the head with a large knife during an attack, and the crocodile was basically fine, just some scratches. This combination of overwhelming offense and incredible defense meant crocodiles could handle whatever the Ice Age threw at them. Predators couldn't kill them easily. They could still hunt effectively even in harsh conditions. They lived in the right places. Fourth advantage, and this is huge, is simple geography. The Ice Age didn't freeze the entire planet uniformly. Tropical and subtropical regions still existed. They were smaller than today, but they were there. Ice sheets covered the northern parts of continents, but equatorial regions stayed relatively warm. And if you look at where crocodiles lived during the Ice Age and where they live today, the pattern is clear. They stayed in the warm zones. They didn't try to tough it out in freezing climates. They stuck to areas where temperatures remained survivable. This wasn't conscious strategy, obviously. It's just that crocodile populations in colder regions died out, while populations in warmer refuges survived. Over time, this created the distribution we see today, where crocodiles are found in tropical and subtropical areas worldwide. Special cold weather tricks. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some crocodile species did experience freezing conditions, and they developed amazing adaptations. The American alligator is the perfect example. When temperatures drop, alligators enter a state called brumation. It's similar to hibernation, but different. Their metabolism slows way down. They become inactive. They stop eating but continue drinking water. This lets them survive weeks or even months without food. They're basically running on minimal power mode. And if the water they're in starts to freeze, alligators do something brilliant. They stick their snouts above the waterline just before it freezes solid. The ice forms around their snout, creating a natural breathing tube. Their body stays submerged in the slightly warmer water below the ice, while their nose pokes through, letting them breathe. They can stay like this for extended periods, waiting for temperatures to rise. It's an incredible survival strategy. Energy efficiency champions. Fifth advantage is energy efficiency. Crocodiles have absurdly slow metabolisms compared to warm-blooded animals. A large saltwater crocodile in captivity might eat less than 200 pounds of food per year total. That's insane. A human eats roughly a ton of food per year despite being way smaller. This slow metabolism means crocodiles can go months without eating if necessary. During the Ice Age, when hunting was difficult and prey was scarce, this was a massive advantage. Crocodiles could outlast lean periods that would starve other predators. And when they do eat, they're incredibly efficient. Their digestive system extracts almost every bit of energy from food. Nothing goes to waste. Plus, their hunting style is energy efficient. They don't chase prey across long distances. They use ambush tactics. Every animal needs water, so crocodiles just wait near water sources and strike when prey comes to drink. Quick explosive power, then it's over. Minimal energy expenditure for maximum return. Superhuman immune system. Sixth advantage is disease resistance. Crocodiles have incredibly powerful immune systems. Their blood contains antimicrobial compounds that destroy bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Studies have shown crocodile blood can kill pathogens that resist normal antibiotics. During the Ice Age, when animals were stressed from cold and hunger disease would have spread easily through populations. Weakened immune systems meant infections that normally wouldn't be fatal became deadly. But crocodiles, they shrugged off infections. Their wounds heal remarkably fast. Injuries that would kill other animals just scab over and disappear within days. This resilience meant crocodiles could survive not just the direct effects of cold, but also the secondary effects like disease and injury that wiped out other species. So when you add it all up, crocodiles survived the Ice Age through a perfect combination of advantages. They had water to buffer temperature changes, they could eat anything available. They were nearly impossible to kill and extremely extremely effective killers themselves. They lived in regions that stayed warm enough. They had special adaptations for handling cold snaps. They could survive months without food. And they had immune systems that resisted disease. It wasn't one thing. It was everything working together.